January 24th, general meeting of the Southampton Town Trustees was supposed to start at 1. It's starting at approximately 1:45 based on a very busy agenda. I'd like to start with the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic
which stands one nation
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'd like to ask Trustee Pell to call the roll.
Mr. President Scott Horwitz,
I am here.
Trustee Ed Warner Jr.,
Still here.
Trustee Ann Wacko,
Here.
and Trustee William Parrish,
Here.
and myself, William Pell, the fourth. I'm here.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Bill.
Thank you.
Just to let the public know, the next work session will be held on Monday, February 7th, 2022 at 9:30 a.m. Zoom. Still going to be on Zoom. Regular meeting will be Monday, February 7th, 2022 at 1 p.m. We do have one set of minutes that have to be accepted. Jess, is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, is there a motion to accept the minutes of the January 10th meeting?
I'll make a motion. Accept.
Mr. Pell has made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Warner has made the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? No. Okay. There's a list of communications we're going to dispense. I'd like to get a motion to dispense with the reading of the communications. The board can read
I'll make a
that
motion.
at their leisure.
I make a motion of us
Dispensing with the reading.
reading because we already got it by email.
Okay.
Second.
Second by Trustee Warner. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We don't have any scheduled discussions on right now for the board to have. The next section that we have on here is for public hearings. We don't have any scheduled public hearings for today. We do have public portion, and this would be the point in time that if the public needs to address the board on any issues that they raise their hand. And then Charles Certain, our commander of CTV, coordinator, guy that deserves a big check plus for every day, will let you in. Okay, I see Tiffany Gavin here.
That's a
There's a
LOL.
hand raise. There's a hand raise too, though, as well.
Okay, I see Anna Berdinka. Are you here for the same? I see
It's Anna Bardakina.
Bardakina. How are you?
I'm
So
doing
let me
well.
see
How are
what-
you?
Good. Let me see what Mrs. Gavin needs from the board.
Happy and healthy new year, gentlemen.
Hey, Tiffany.
How are you?
Good.
Karen?
I just want to follow up on December 22nd, by a unanimous vote, wetland conservation reverse covenants on 65 Cliff Drive. One panelist went as far to say that they don't even have jurisdiction and it's only in the trustee's jurisdiction. So I'm wanting to follow up on that and see where the developer is in getting their approvals for the installation of the bulkhead and the dredging of the material that continues to block the canal.
Well, I think they still have a situation where they have to clear up this estate permit, right?
So,
So they still have the state to deal with. So they wouldn't be
Right.
anywhere until the state gives them authority to move forward. So that's in their wheelhouse. I don't know if your agent has contacted the state. I know we have some communications going on. I also know other regulatory authorities have some communication going on. So I'm watching those communications very carefully. I haven't seen any come back. I know there have been some requests for information. So we wouldn't have anything beyond what you have at this point in time.
okay,
And that's where we're at. We're more than willing if there's a need for an adjustment. If they come back to us, we've issued our permit, we've taken our action. And if they need further assistance, we're more than happy to work with them on that. I'm waiting to see what comes back from the last request for an update from them, which just occurred late in the week last week.
okay. So what was very disheartening to see is Martin Shea, who caused this whole problem with a trade deal with a developer, was tasked with he's the one who has to rewrite the wrong that he doesn't agree that he committed. So how do we know that he's actually putting this into queue to get this, whatever paperwork has to be done,
Right.
it's getting done.
Is First Coastal still working on this? Is Aram still
They
working on it?
are, yes.
They are. So I mean, he's gonna have to, do the follow-up work. We've diligently, gotten what we could get done as best we could. We have some collaboration going on with the state in good faith to try and get the permits to synchronize in the best interest of the environment and in the best interest of expediting the remediation of all of this. But really the ball's in their court. They have to get back to everybody. So there's nothing, I can't speak for them. We've taken the actions we did. Obviously, Conservation Board's doing theirs. I would ask your agent to see where they're at. And then we can go from there.
And there's no mechanism. Sorry, Mr. Pell?
Sean, you there?
Yes, I was going to lay out the roadmap forward from here. Next, the DEC is going to ask that NEC and Rs are extinguished on this property. This applicant's going to move forward with the New York State DEC. Once they can obtain a permit, they're going to commence their project. At the point of completion, their contractor is going to contact this board and send what's called a notice of completion. That's going to trigger a final inspection, and that's really when this comes back to this board. So for now, this is in New York State DEC's court. You should be able to follow those proceedings. Everything is public, the same way things are here. You can FOIL for information. They may or may not have a public hearing, whether they've deemed it necessary. So New York State DEC is your point of contact for now. This will come back to this board when a notice of completion and a final inspection are scheduled.
So, Mr. Cambridge, I'm not fighting this hard for my neighbor to get a bulkhead only. Their trade deal, as we know, it created a landslide, blocking a water canal, blocking tidal flow, blocking navigation. The impacts are tenfold and they continue to get worse. We're in year 3 at this point. So I respectfully understand the points that you just made, and I will go through and follow them and not take up your time on these weekly meetings. I'll go that route. But the dredging needs to be part of this remediation plan. So while I understand that the bulkhead has to get applications and there is a dredge application,
Right.
We are still in a bad problem over here that they created because they requested significant lesser wetland building setbacks for the pool. And Marty Shea traded that bulkhead because he just doesn't like bulkheads. So we're sitting here in this problem years later. The developer is now building their $4.5 million home. We have no water in our backyard. Marty Shea doesn't even get a slap on the wrist. And I'm so grateful for you gentlemen that you have listened time after time after time, but there's no resolution right now. And I understand you're saying that there is nothing more that you could do at this point, but there has to be. I watch you guys make decisions so cleanly time after time. That job with the bulkhead that you just spoke about, they need fill. We have plenty of fills. Just come and take it. There's, as of November 2021, we had 160 cubic yards that sloughed off their property. And it's continuing to erode. How could we not just, under emergency, as that guy said, put the bulkhead in? This is maddening. It's maddening. I know Ms. Welker thinks this is an okay situation. We know clearly it's not. How do we make this end?
Karen, excuse me, Tiffany. Let's just be clear on one thing.
Let's.
Can you just stick to the facts here? That would
I
be
only speak of facts, Ms. Welker. Only facts, and I have detailed emails to show facts. So I could absolutely present them, to be clear to everyone of everybody's position here and what roles everybody played. And the only person that is here time and time again representing this problem is me. And it's very upsetting that you ignored me and my neighbors. This is not an okay. And to quote you, when you spoke, what is the benefit to the environment? There is no benefit to stopping a tidal flow, Ms. Welker. Whether you deem it acceptable water to your standards, we're very happy with this water before the trade deal happened. Mr. Horowitz, is there anything that can be done in an emergency?
All right, time out. I don't have a gavel here, but
Yeah, I have one more question
out.
for, hey, Scott, I have one more question before you hit your
Okay.
gavel, I believe, for Sean. Hey, Sean? Sean, you still there?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
The decision what Marty Shea is supposed to rewrite, could you track that and see when it's going to be done?
We can request it from the Conservation Board to see if there's any update over there, but from what I understand, they did take action. DEC is going to require those CNRs to be lifted before their permit proceeds. So the
Yeah.
best way you can track this is to follow the New York State DEC. I'm going to put their permitting information in.
Well, I can just make a call over there. If you can't find an easier way to do it, Sean.
Well, make a
I'll have
call
to
over
walk
where?
there.
make it.
To the conservation, I'll call them up.
All right, so let's just take a time out here for a second. There's a terrific collaboration that's been going on, in my opinion, which has advanced this application to the point that it has, even though I understand that you hit a very severe point of frustration, and I know the community had, and you were leading a lot of that. So I get a lot of it's fallen on your shoulders, and it is quite a bit when you're passionate about your property and the surrounding environment. And I get that, and I can see that, and I can feel that, and I appreciate that. But, I'm on the phone with people at every level, from federal government to congressman's office right on down, and I'm on email chains, and I watch what's going on here. And I see people that do want to diligently resolve this, and I want to work with people on a collaborative basis. I don't want to, push them. I don't want to step on people's toes, but I want there to be a respectful dialogue and reasonable timeframes of what we're all doing. So I know you're frustrated. Please understand we're doing everything that we can. I know it's not fast enough, but we are, and we're going to work through this. And I think it'll all be fine. Okay. We just got to get through this. Okay. So I hope, it answers some of your questions. Maybe you'll have more answers next week. And I appreciate you following through and working with the board on trying to get through this.
I'll just leave you all with this. How wonderful would it be not to see me? Just not to see that hand get raised and to just be like free.
I would miss you, Tiffany.
Personally, I appreciate the public coming to us that has concerns and working through difficult and frustrating situations appropriately for resolutions. I have no problem.
Avoidable ones.
It's the way it is,
Okay.
Do the best we can. Okay.
All right. Mr.
All right.
Pell, thank you for making that call and taking that step and effort.
No.
I know the gentlemen appreciate the frustration and everything. You guys all see exactly what happened, and it shouldn't have happened. And I do appreciate you all very much. So thank you again for your time. I can't promise I won't bother you again. Mr.
It's
Kane,
not a bother.
I did understand what
Yeah.
you said, but I may bother you again. So
Okay.
I will do those other steps though.
It's fine.
Hey, Tiffany,
Yes, sir.
give me a call tomorrow afternoon. I'll try to get a hold of someone in there tomorrow morning when I go in there. See where
Okay,
it's,
thank I appreciate that, sir.
if he's
Very much.
subdivided or where it is,
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Have a
Thank
good
you.
day. Bye.
I've got-
Thank you.
I've got
Bye.
Anna on deck here.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Anna. Anna Verdakina. My parents just bought a house recently, about half a year ago, at 39 Inlet Road East in Southampton. And I have a very simple question. My little sister is in college. She's actually studying environmental policy, which was more along the lines of what Tiffany was talking about. But our question is, what is the process of getting a permit to possibly rent out just a few boats to tourists and whoever wants to go sailing on the pond?
Well,
Is it-
Sean, do you want to fill her in on what her procedure is in order to go through the proper permitting process, legal and otherwise?
That's a
There's really
business.
not a way to receive a permit to do this. You,
Hey, Sean, excuse me, you should ask if she's doing it on her property or.
That's
if she
what
wants to do it
yeah,
do it
that's
on
where
a
we're
trustee's
going.
property.
So if you want to do this on trustee's property, it's an alienation issue. So you can't use public property for private interest. If it's
Mhm.
on private property, that may be a different story depending on what you intend to do. So in that instance, you may want to call the Division of Code Enforcement and ask, is this a permissible business to run out of our home? And they'll tell you whether that's allowed or not, depending on what type of zoning classification your property has.
Okay, and then as far as just using the public beach to do that, is that still the Department of Zoning?
So if it's a trustee-owned beach, you can propose a licensing agreement for something of that effect. If it is a town-owned beach, that's not a permissible activity. Department of Parks and Recs regulates town beaches.
Understood. Okay.
But it needs to be an established business, correct, Sean?
Well, so for a licensing agreement, we require essentially commercial insurance to show that you're insured against wrongful death, personal injury, so on and so forth. So I'm not sure what kind of vessels you're referring to specifically. You may want to speak with the trustee for your area if you're intending to ask for a licensing agreement. They can assist you in getting the materials together that you'd have to present to the whole board. But overall, they definitely need insurance. So that seems to be the first step. See if you have insurance coverage for this. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, understood. And who would be the trustee that I would have to go through for my area?
Is it Trustee Warner?
Billy's,
Trustee
is
Warner.
39 Inlet Road East or West?
East.
East, that would be,
Billy's area.
All right, Bill, you got some work cut out for you.
yeah. I think I
Contact
spoke to her
Trustee
once.
Pell.
I think I
Bill's-
spoke to her before.
I'm sorry?
I think I spoke to you once before, or maybe your sister.
It was
You
probably
call-
my sister.
Yeah, she called me. when
Anastasia.
I was- Yes.
Okay. All right,
So
then
yes, you have
we'll
my
be in
number.
touch with you.
Contact Trustee
All right.
Pell at your leisure.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks for
Thank you
coming
so
down.
much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for hearing me.
Yeah. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
You as well. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Is there anybody else in the public that wishes to address the trustees at this point in time? Any hands up?
I see no other hands.
Okay. Let's move on to the next part of this agenda, the application for permits. The Board of Trustees hereby waives a public hearing on the following applications because it has not been determined that the following projects raise significant degree of public interest or public input needed to make the decision to issue these permits. Start off with Trustee William Pell.
I have a trustee resolution 2022-20. It's a renewal application. Permit number GP 000251 for Patrick J. Pennant at 191 Shore Road, Southampton. Tax map 0900 76-2-23, body of water, North Sea. Nothing has changed on that, so I'd like to have it renewed.
Okay, is there a motion?
Second.
Is there a second?
Second,
Who seconded it? Was it Ed or Ann?
both.
Okay, so Eddie Warner seconded. All in favor?
All right.
Okay, Trustee Ed J. Warner Jr.
Trustee Resolution 2022-21, renewal application for the fourth time, permit number BLK 00086, South Shore Yacht Properties LLC, 36 Newtown Road, Hampton Bay, Suffolk County Tax Map 900-188-02-18.1, body of water, Shinnecock Canal. I recommend its approval. I need a second.
Second.
Seconded by Bill Pell. All in favor?
Aye. Thank you.
Trustee Resolution 2021-311. This is a final renewal for the permit FXD 00032, Project 287 LLC, 4585 Noyak Road in Noyak, Suffolk County Tax Map 900-24-3-31, body of water, Ligony Creek. This we discussed at work session, and I'd like to request its renewal.
Second.
Second.
Seconded by Bill Pell. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Mr. William Parrish, you're up with trustee resolution 2022-22.
This is a renewal of the first application, permit number GP 00216, the Benedict C. Larson Revocable Trust at 3 Bishop Avenue, West Hampton, New York, Suffolk County Tax Map number 0900-358-1-30.2. The body of water is Beaver Dam Creek. I'd like to move to have this passed.
Second.
Second. And Welker, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next resolution is my resolution 2021-176. It's the home rule message in support of the tax line. I'm going to request to hold this over one more time. We're still working on this, this wording. Still some discussions back and forth as Trustee Pell and myself have updated you on, and we discussed this. So my motion is to table this till the next meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. The
Okay,
next one
Trustee Pell.
is, I'd like to hold this one over too. It's 2021-321. It's for a public hearing for waterfowl. We had a meeting the other day to redo this, what we want to do. I'd like to hold it over to the next meeting.
Trustee Pell, I'd actually recommend you withdraw this at this point, as we'll have to renotice with any amendments.
I would like to withdraw this then.
I'll
Thank you.
second Trustee Pell's motion to withdraw.
Second.
All in favor?
Second.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
So Trustee Pell made the motion. I seconded it. We were all in favor. It's withdrawn.
For clarification.
For clarification, yes, of course. Trustee Pell.
2022-23, budget and financing. Can you read this in for me, please?
It's a resolution to authorize 5 laptops, whereas the trustees have obtained a quote from GovConnection Inc. and authorized the seller of PCs and notebooks at a cost of $745.75 each, with a 3-year warranty, cost of $93.76 each, using the New York State contract of Omnia Partners, contract number R210402. I recommend we pass this resolution. My iPad or a lot of our stuff is out of date. We need new laptops so we can function appropriately. So is there a second for this motion?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Seconded by Trustee Warner. Okay,
Thanks, Scott.
you're welcome, sir. All right, you want to do the
Next.
next one, or you want me to just run through it, Bill?
I can do the next one.
Go ahead.
2022-24, budget and financing. This is to us for purchase of buoys. Whereas the Board of Trustees have obtained quotes for buoys and Wash Marine Product, Inc., and the lowest responsible bidder, a quote of $5,940. Whereas the Board of Trustees Resolution 2021-1 requires to authorize resolution any expended in exceed of $1,000.
Okay, I'll second his motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we're getting some buoys. Next one, Trustee
Now
Pell.
we need change. 2022-25, authorized to purchase chains for the buoys. From whereas the trustees have obtained quote and change from Campbell and Republican Crane Hoist and Whereas the Board of Trustee 2021-02 requires the authorized to be resolution for any expense over $1,000. The trustees authorize the payment to Campbell and Republican Crane and Hoist, and the source of funds should be GLSN-99-8790006480-000, amount not to exceed $2,500.
Second.
Second.
So
Thank
Ann
you.
Welker, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
That's
Twen-
the next one's you
Next
two.
is the warrant.
2022-26, authorize the purchase from Riverhead Building Supply for 2022.
Want me to read it?
No, I got it. I just lost my line here. Whereas Riverhead Building Supply holds the current contract with the town of Southampton for hardware and various items for pickup for the contractors remain at effect until December 31, 2023. And where the trustees resolution 2022 TRUS-2 requires authorized resolution for any expenditure over $1,000. I'd like to make a motion on this.
Second.
Second.
Seconded by Ed Warner, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
2022-27, authorized purchase from Home Depot for 2022, whereas the trustees resolution 2022 TRUS-2 requires authorized resolution for any expense over $1,000. I'd like to make a motion for this.
Second.
Second.
Seconded by trustee Parish, all in favor?
Aye.
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 2022-28 warrant of 2022 trustees recommended for review of the town controller for the following vendor payments and warrant dates be approved for the amount of $11,464.14. And
Can you read
Want
it
to read
into the rec?
yes, Jessica, you have the list there?
I got it right here, Bill. It's Dime Community Bank, $2,535.50. The law offices of Con and Con for $3,531. Creative Safety Supply LLC, $3,056.07. Joseph R. Lombardo, $1,500. Riverhead Building Supply, $401.27. And WB Mason Inc. for $440.30.
Thanks, Scott.
You're welcome.
I'll make a motion for this
Second.
page.
Seconded by trustee Warner, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That was world
That's,
record.
we have we covered them all?
Yes.
Yes.
That's
Hey,
everything on the agenda.
Hey, is-
We've got the
is-
agenda taken care of. Now, we do have another executive session coming up, folks. I know we kind of blew right through our lunch. It's been a very, very busy day. The trustees have a lot on their plate. It's a very, very heavy workload that we have right now.
Hey, Scott.
Yes,
I hate
sir.
to interrupt you. Can we just discuss one little thing for 4 minutes? Hey, Ed, can you give us the update on the dredging for North Sea? Because we've been getting a lot of correspondence and a lot of phone calls on that.
Yes, I had a conversation with the Suffolk County DPW this morning. Basically, telling them I put together all the correspondence that we can get together out here as far as the water depth and such as navigation. They did ask for an update after the last storm, which I did contact the Bay Constables this morning for a site visit to the channel and any drone footage and depth soundings that they could provide to us so I can update the county. Evidently, we're on a long list of spring dredging applications that they have before them. I'm pushing hard, or we're pushing hard to get this updated as much as we can and hopefully get this on the spring dredging. As you know, there was issues with plovers the last time we did it. Hopefully James will get back in the office here, get the plover stewards hired and have a good, look at the area prior to the dredging season with that update. So everything that we've been asked to do, I've been able to accomplish, and that's pretty much all I got from the update this morning.
Did they give you any updates on our canal folks over there in Flanders where they do the interface projects
No,
relative to?
I did not even ask them about that. I specifically,
Yeah, is it possible? I just want to make sure that there's a good communication on that because I know that those folks are reaching out as well. I know they prefer to hear from our board and not to over inundate Scott Hillary and everybody with
yeah,
phone
yes.
calls. If you could in the next discussion that you have, just make sure that, you know, they're on the
Yep.
radar somewhere.
Yep,
You mean,
That would
you
be-
mean long neck? Scott?
Long neck, yeah, long neck
Sylvan and
interface.
Royal.
Yes, exactly. All the
Okay.
interfaces over there, they always have issues. So, and I don't want to bombard the dredge crew with a million phone calls. You've been a great contact person on that, Edward. And I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Well, I really think we should have this spring evaluate, because most of the creeks and harbors were done the bigger ones were done last year, this past winter, the dredging season. So I think we should really focus in on some of the other ponds that haven't been done for a couple of years, like Woolly Pond, Red Creek Pond, and maybe Sylvan and Royal, and evaluate them so I can get a good consolidated list over to the county for, our annual, priority dredge list.
Sounds good. We got to have the Bay Constables do a depth sounded
Yes,
on those.
yep. I mean, Far and Middle Pond were done, Cold Springs was done, and Sabonic was done, and I believe Noack was done, and Fresh Pond was done. So we got 6 projects done. So we're in pretty good shape for this coming boating season, all except for North Sea. So that's the next one.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Great. Thanks, Ed.
Thanks for doing that.
Before we
And if
run
I-
away and jump into exec, tomorrow is picture day. Okay,
Oh, no, what time?
9:30 in the morning.
Okay.
All right, somewhere in that zone, 9:30 to 10, somewhere in the zone.
Where?
Okay, you got to wear your bow tie.
No bow tie.
Where, Scott? Do we know?
Right, well, we're right at town hall, right?
Okay,
We have to be there anyway, right? We got to square away some issues up at the comptroller's office. Let's make use of our time. So let's get our group shot in there. It looks like we're going to be on Zoom for quite some time, it seems, right?
Yeah.
So, let's do
All
what we
right.
got to do. So
Okay.
we got
Just-
another, go ahead.
Yep. Just really quickly, the emergency authorization for MECOX has been applied for. So hopefully we'll get notice of that shortly so that we can proceed with opening MECOX. As it overwashed in the storm in the nor'easter last weekend. And we have a meeting for the RFP for Mill Pond for the water quality money that was approved to the trustees in the fall. And also along those same lines, we'll have an update from Dr. Bajere coming up either at the February meeting or one of the March meetings about the carp removal that was conducted in the fall of 2021.
So we're gonna go ask for another carp removal this coming spring then. That's what I'm understanding.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, we got to, go ahead.
We have some work to do, but yes, he's pulling together those numbers, but we will we'll get the RFP out for carp removal, for floating wetlands, and for water quality testing.
Good.
So that's work in progress.
Okay, so more work in progress is we're going to be starting Bay Avenue pretty quick. We got a machine down there. We got equipment down there. It's been a long time coming. So that's where we're at on that. And we're going to be at another meeting in less than around a half hour.
Is there any updates on the culvert at North Sea where the LY run is? Update as far as when they're gonna do the project?
Not as far as I know. I checked in, I know, before Highway Superintendent Gregor left. I know that the funding is in place for that. All the design work and planning have been done. I think they're waiting for work on the county side, but we can follow up on that certainly.
Right.
I have not been in touch with Highway Superintendent McCardle.
All right. What do you think? We should get some lunch or something like that before we jump into the 3 o'clock?
Do we have an
See you guys.
executive session with Stern, and then do we have another one that for,
We
no?
got one at 3, and then I think, then I think
get
we're
off?
good until picture day tomorrow.
We get off.
Yeah, finally. We've been at it since
All right.
9:15 this morning.
All
I
right.
did have a bridge- I did have a bridge conference call on to discuss some personnel things, but if you want to discuss it tomorrow, Scott, I don't know.
Well, I would prefer to discuss it tomorrow. We're all going to be at town hall, and I think that it's better than the bridge call if we're all going to be there anyway in the morning.
We don't
I
have,
don't know if we can't discuss it, can we?
No, we
I
can't.
don't think so.
I
No.
could discuss it with you, or we could talk about it today, later.
Well, it's personnel. We shouldn't talk about it. We can't talk about it here.
You gotta do that on the
Um,
call.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that tomorrow.
No, do it on the bridge call.
Okay,
not
so you
noticed
got
for
the
me.
bridge call scheduled already?
Yes, yeah, because we would have to notice a special meeting.
Yeah,
in
no,
order
let's go
to
with the
do it
bridge
tomorrow.
call. So listen, let's do the bridge call now.
I think it'll take 5 minutes.
Let's do the bridge call now, and let's get done well in advance of the 3 o'clock. I see it here right now. So somebody please make a motion to adjourn and go into executive session. for the
Motion to adjourn.
personnel
Second.
litigation.
Second,
All in favor?